Ransomware attacks are on the rise, with hackers able to disrupt supply chains and business operations, costing companies millions, if not billions of dollars. Small business owners may think they are immune. After all, why would hackers go after such tiny operations? But it turns out they're a prime target. I'm Donna Fuscaldo, a senior finance writer at business.com. Today, we're speaking with Ian Eyberg, CEO of NanoVMs, a cybersecurity firm, about how small business owners can stay safe and why they are such a target for hackers. Hi, Ian. Thanks so much for taking out the time today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So as you know, ransomware is in the news. There's a lot of attacks going on. It's big companies, but what about small businesses? Is this something they should be worried about?
I mean, it kind of depends on what you mean by small business. If you're talking about your mom and pop coffee store, maybe not. But if you're a small business that does less than 50 million for the federal government, then yeah, maybe it's something that you should spend some time diving more into.
Why are small businesses a target? Is it because it's the low-hanging fruit, or why are hackers going after them?
Yeah, so it might be a misconception that a lot of people think a lot of this stuff is targeted. While some of it might be targeted, the vast majority is strictly opportunistic. You have to realize the same guys that do these ransomware campaigns, they have like millions of compromised computers in their botnets. And so they're just kind of phishing, really.
What are they looking for? Just weak security, or what are they looking for as they do this?
Yeah, I mean, for the ransomware stuff, again, in many of these cases, they already have a very wide net of computers that are already compromised. And so it's really kind of looking in for organizations that could possibly pay a large amount. And then also, some sort of juicy target. In many cases, it's really bad business practices that put these organizations into this place anyways. And so, for example, you could have a business practice where you scan driver's license and you put it into a shared folder. I mean, that's a horrible practice, but lots of businesses still do that sort of stuff. And so, when you're infected with this stuff and then the guys see that, it's very easy to just say, yeah, let's encrypt this folder and then, demand a ransom. So
now, is ransomware their biggest, should small businesses be worrying about that, or are there other attacks that really should keep them up at night?
Yeah, I mean, again, it kind of goes back to where you define small business. If you're a coffee shop and it's okay if your computer with QuickBooks on it, explodes, and you're going to survive that, then no problem. But if you're a small business that has a few hundred employees, you're still kind of in that small business definition. And if you don't have the right backups in place, which by the way are a very cheap defense of dealing with this, you could definitely destroy your business. I mean, I don't want to paint it like life and death, but yeah, the vast majority of businesses don't survive this stuff.
So if you're a small business or any kind of business, what are the best ways to stay safe for you, your network, and your employees?
Yeah, the technical solutions, the most easy technical solutions that everybody's already been told, again, is just backups. Because if you have, a continuous backup solution, it doesn't really matter what they encrypt. You can just revert back to stuff. And then you have just that time window of, the good backup versus the bad one. And so that's a technological solution, but really a lot of these are targeting bad business practices, like I said, about the shared folder and stuff. And so that's where, whoever is kind of in charge, whether it's the CIO or somebody else, they really need to kind of step in and review some of these business practices and being like, hey, this is a practice that we could have done 10 years ago, but we need to change how we're doing things. And we just need to update how we process some of this information, because everybody says data is the new oil, but that goes for the thieves as well. So it's a two-way street.
Great. So if it's your business, your top 3 things you're doing to protect your data in the organization.
Again, use backups, evaluate your business practices. I mean, seriously, just block out some time and go through how the business processes particularly sensitive data, and go through and, write down all the practices, and then look at various ways of updating those, and then, just education on it.
Great. And should you do this quarterly, annually, every few years? Is this an ongoing thing, looking at your IT and your security?
Yeah, I mean, depending on the size of the organization, depending on, how you do these practices, I think it totally makes sense to do it at least once a year.
Excellent. Well, this was awesome to chat with you. So I want to thank you so much for taking out the time today.
For sure. Thanks for having us.